First off, sorry, I look like a hot mess. Allergies have not yet calmed down yet, so my eyes are still little squints, and I'm sniffly and gross. And yeah, on top of which, guys, anyone who's not comfortable with period talk, plug yours and go la 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 for like the next 30 seconds or a minute. Am I the only one, am I the only chick who at that time of the month your hair gets super oily, like for real, like not even 24 hours after scrubbing it down, it's like as oily as if you'd ignored it for a week. I feel like I'm the only person who gets that, and it's gross and it's embarrassing, so my hair is pulled back to kind of minimize how gross it looks. It's like, dude, I just scrubbed it yesterday afternoon. Why is it so gross? Ugh, just pisses me off. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I luck out on most of the stereotypical period symptoms. I don't get cramps, I don't really get PMS even. I kind of barely bleed to begin with. It's probably a good thing I don't want kids, because I'm probably infertile, like, true facts, but, yeah, but I do get the bad skin and the oily frigging hair like a beast. So I was like, damn it. And it also screws with my stomach, but we're not going into that today, so... yeah, okay, it's safe now. It's safe, guys. I'm done. Alright, so... but yeah, also apologies, I have not been on here for a day or two. Wish I could say I had a better reason. Don't really have a good reason. Other than I've kind of just been in, like, a brain foggy kind of mode for, like, 2 days straight. Like, kind of somewhere in between brain fog and dissociation. I don't want to say it's dissociation, because I know how I am when I dissociate. No, I'm not schizo, and no, I don't have that happen often. I think the last time I had that happen was like 2 years ago, so, and usually that one is triggered off by if I am put in a situation where I am confronted with the R word and have no option of just up and leaving the situation. Like, if it suddenly comes up in a movie or a TV show with zero frigging warning and I don't know it going in, and I'm in a position where I don't have the option of up and leaving this situation, my brain kind of just shuts the hell down, and like, for the next, depending on that particular dissociative streak, could be a few hours, could be a day or two, I never know. Like, my brain just shuts everything down. Like, I literally can't, like, feel anything on my body when I'm in those modes, so it's like kind of dangerous, and I have to just wait it out in a safe space to make sure I don't do something to hurt myself accidentally, because I literally cannot feel my freaking body when I'm in those modes, and I don't feel like it's real life. I question, am I alive or dead? I don't really know, because I can't feel shit, and it's just really scary and bad when those happen. Luckily, I'm not the type of person who, when I dissociate, goes into, well, if I'm not real, let's just go do some shit that's not real. No, I don't go into that mode. I go into, I know exactly what this is mode, and I'm going to wait it out until it goes the hell away, and eventually it reconnects. It's just weird. It's like your body's all interlinked. It's like a system, and all of a sudden somebody pulls the wires apart and goes, funk! And they're just floating in space, unable to reconnect, and you're just waiting until they eventually get back together again. It's weird. I can't say as I've been quite at that point the past few days, so I don't want to say it's been a dissociative streak. I want to say it's just been like a really bad brain foggy streak, because it's been more along the lines of I can't focus on shit. I can't get anything done. I can't even focus on anything to, like, watch a thing, so admittedly, yeah, I fell behind in, like, everyone's YouTube videos. I am so sorry. I will catch up. Once my brain decides to cooperate again, I will catch back up on everybody's stuff. I'm still here. I still care. Don't worry. Just, yeah, my brain is out to lunch, apparently. But, I think it kinda got triggered off by the Parkland shooting, because that particular topic, even though I was thankfully not in an actual school shooting, we had a lot of close calls and scares when I was still in school, and it pretty much gave me a phobia for life of this exact thing. I was in high school not too long after Columbine. I was in 8th grade when Columbine happened. My best friend actually went to school 15 minutes away from Columbine. Just saying. So she, and that was her first year of high school. Kind of amazing that she's not the one who ended up going into home study over it, but, we had, oh god, what did we have? Well, actually, first one was 8th grade. There was, like, a bomb scare where a kid freaking he brought, I forget if it was 1 or 2, like, empty toilet paper rolls, some, like, D-size batteries, and some wires, and just, like, hooked them together and made it look all scary, and claimed it was a bomb. Yeah, real freaking cute. Had the whole school on lockdown till 5 p.m. We were supposed to get out at 2:45 that day. It was the last day before winter break. Yeah, that was the first major shift in my feeling safe at school. Then the second one was very quickly into my first year of high school. It was during homecoming week. I think it was on the last day of homecoming week, actually. Funny how these things work out like that. They had to call in the freaking bomb squad to the high school because they thought somebody had a bomb in their locker because they could hear ticking in there. You want to know what it was? Somebody had a friggin' cassette Walkman in there that they forgot to turn off, and apparently it didn't have an auto turn-off feature, so it hit the end of the tape and just was going click, 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 click in there because it couldn't turn itself off. Yeah, that. Whole school was on lockdown for that too, and they busted down that friggin' locker over it. But, I mean, I'm glad that they took it seriously in case it had been something legit, but holy crap, knowing it was just in their next, hallway over from where my classroom was that we were in lockdown in. It's like, so if that thing goes off, we're probably fucked, huh? Yeah. Next one after that was, was that the guy with the rifle, or was that another bomb threat? We had a bunch of these guys, yeah. I think there was some asshole who showed up on campus with a freaking rifle. Whole school on fucking lockdown over that. Thankfully, he did not actively shoot anyone. They caught him, and that was that. But it was like, oh my god. And there was the kid who had a friggin', what's the word I'm looking for? Like a schematic diagram that he'd drawn up of how he was going to take out the school and was going to shoot everyone. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the point where I went to my freaking school counselor, was like, I swear to God, if you do not take this kid seriously, I am not coming back to school ever again. You can send a truancy officer after me. I am not coming the fuck back if you don't do anything about him. They did nothing about him. I did not go back. That was the last straw that sent me into home study. There was several factors that went into my going into home study, but that was the thing that freaking broke me, because it was right after 9/11 where my already spiraling anxiety just kicked up so hard to where, literally as of that day, pretty much every other class period, I was in the counselor's office, like, having a full-on panic attack, meltdown, crying, could not cope, could not deal with even being at school, because I believed it was somehow going to be a target, even though we live in the freaking dot on the map. But we're kind of close to San Francisco, so I figured we could be a target. I don't know. But then having a kid threaten a thing like that, I was like, no, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm not coming back here. I'm done. So yeah, that. It is a very, very effed up topic that screws with me to this day. And then, for there to have been more things when my siblings went to that same school and somebody made it on campus with a gun and did fire it. Thankfully, didn't shoot anyone, but they did fire it on campus. Yeah, I'm just saying, this is a thing that screws with my head. Every time there's a friggin' school shooting, I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. See, my anxiety was not wrong. It does fucking happen. That. So, of course, once again, it's been all restirred yet a fucking again with this latest one. And just, I was fine until they started showing the pictures of the kids who were killed and the ages. And seeing some of them as young as like 14, that screwed with me. Because I was just like, they literally just started high school. And now they are dead. That should not be a thing. That should not be happening. And yet, people are so fucking desensitized, they just go about their merry way after seeing a thing like this. I'm like, How the fuck are you not more rattled by this? Like, oh my god. Like, I'm trying to not yell because it's really early in the morning, and I have already had several big blow-up meltdowns over this. So yeah, like, I was just sitting there in freaking tears over this. Just, like, the biggest thing they should have to be worrying about at that age is, like, who they're gonna date. What are they gonna wear to, like, prom or the homecoming dance or anything like that. Just stupid teenager stuff, you know, that's all they should have to deal with at that age. They shouldn't have to be worrying for their lives, or worse, having their lives literally freaking ended by a whack-ass with a gun. And while some are arguing the mental health angle of this kid's, like, dude, you can argue that till you're blue in the face. If these freaking guns weren't available to the public, he wouldn't have had it in the first place to have wiped out this many kids with. Sure, it's possible he could have gotten a hold of another type of a gun and still wiped out some people, but the damage wouldn't have been as far-reaching. It still would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been as bad, and people would have had more of a chance of taking his ass down. I don't know, I see absolutely no freaking use for freaking assault rifles for civilians. The only place those should ever be used is on an actual battlefield in a literal war. Other than that, they should not be available to the public. Yeah, so you like to friggin' get a boner over your guns, blah blah blah, and go to a shooting range? Yeah, you can use a different type of gun. You do not need a fucking automatic assault rifle. I'm sorry, I have a lot of feelings. I personally see no use in guns, period, but if I have to compromise, just fucking outlaw those at least, because it seems like all of the biggest mass shootings have been with those. So if we could at least take out those, it would help. It wouldn't 100% solve it, that is true, but it would help. And I know you're gonna argue, but the black market, yeah, but it would help. And we have ways of policing these things, especially on the internet, to where certain search terms get looked up, the friggin' cops show up at your door. Why is this any different? Why is it any different? Personally, I would even take it a step further. I would stop putting them in freaking video games. I would stop glorifying them in films. But that's just me. That's just me. This is part of why people are so damn desensitized to it, because they see it in their media all the hell over the place. They don't really think about the actual damage they're inflicting, all of the families they are ripping apart by doing something like this. In case we forgot, my cousin was shot by an assault rifle and lost his arm over it 2 years ago. I made a vlog about that back when it happened, so don't tell me that that's not a thing, because that is very much a thing. I can send you pictures of him. And he almost died just months before his only child was born. And that was the only thing that he pulled through for, was for that little girl. So just saying, I have a lot of feelings about this particular type of gun. And of course, it was his dominant arm too, so it just makes it that much worse, just because some asshole had to go to his workplace and want to play Scarface that day. And literally said, say hello to my little friend, and then was like, oh shit, I thought the safety was on. Okay, first, why the fuck do you have that in the first place? Second of all, why the fuck would you take it to work? Third of all, what the hell is wrong with your brain to make you think that's ever an okay thing to do? There is so much wrong with people. There is so much wrong with people. I can't even. But yeah, this is where I'm just like, people are so fucking desensitized to this shit. Just, no, this is not okay. This is not okay to keep happening. And the fucking NRA, they just keep throwing money at it. Just like, nope, make it go away. Shh, just hush money, hush money, hush money. Just don't take away our precious guns. Nope, keep throwing them money. Yeah. I'm kind of disgusted by it. I'm disgusted that my dad was once a member of the NRA. He's not anymore, but he was at one point a member of it. Luckily, I don't think that was even in my lifetime, but still, it just... Like, how the fuck was I born from you when you were a literal member of that? Just saying. Just saying. And even he, at this point, has to agree on this level, at least with these type of guns. He doesn't agree with wanting a full-on ban of all guns, but he even agrees with the assault rifles. Yeah, they should just not be in the hands of fucking anybody. Just get rid of them. Get fucking rid of them. The military are the only ones that should have them, because the only purpose of those guns is to inflict mass death on people. That is the only reason they exist. So why the fuck should a civilian ever have one of those? They shouldn't. You cannot argue that. And while you can argue, but my amendments, my right to bear arms. Okay, you know what? You and I are never going to see eye to eye on this, and this is one of the things where you're probably not gonna like me, and you're probably gonna unsubscribe from my channel, and that's okay. But I think, thankfully, there's probably not too many people on this channel who feel that way. So if I do lose a few subscribers, it'll probably be just that. Literally a few subscribers, and that's it. I don't see a mass exodus for my feelings on this. Just saying. There's the door. Don't let it hit your ass on the way out. Or do. I don't really care. But, it upsets me to no fucking end. And yet, no one does a thing. It doesn't seem to matter how many of these happen. It doesn't seem to matter how many lives are lost. No, keep throwing money at the problem. Just make it go away. It's really sad when the teenagers who survived this shooting at that school are making more sense than the actual lawmakers and the people in Congress and the people in government in general. All of them. The kids make more sense right now. And that should be saying plenty. And maybe this time will be the time that people are listened to, but unfortunately I can't say as I'm holding that much hope, because I mean, if a class full of like literal kindergartners being shot at Sandy Hook didn't make things change, I can't say as I'm holding my breath that this will either, as much as I would love to see change happen. At this point, I just feel like nothing's going to, because they're just gonna keep throwing money at this shit. It is an election year, so maybe people are gonna want to keep their positions in office, and maybe they'll do something because of that. Or maybe they'll hold fast so they can get the votes of the friggin' people with boners for their guns, and just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. It just, I have a lot of feelings. But, just every friggin' time that story comes on, I lose it all over again. I didn't even know anyone who went to that school, but it's still upsetting. It's deeply upsetting to me on a very personal level, and I just lose it every damn time it comes up. And I feel like this is honestly the one that's bothered me the most, with the exception of Sandy Hook. Sandy Hook bothered me more because those children were little, teeny, tiny kids. No parent should ever have to worry about their kids that small going off to school and coming home in a body bag. Ever. And just, oh my god, yeah, this is definitely where, if somehow I miraculously had a kid, they would be homeschooled, because there is no way I would ever feel safe sending my kid off into the world, off to school, where they could potentially become target practice for somebody. No, and I mean, I realize somebody's gonna jump in the comments, oh, well, you can't shelter them for life, because eventually they'll have to grow up and go to work, and da-da-da-da-da, and or just get shot anywhere. I mean, remember the one that happened in a movie theater, da-da-da-da. You wonder why I'm an agoraphobe? Shit like this is exactly why I'm so agoraphobic, and why I don't leave the house hardly ever, unless I'm like having dental work or medical work done. Other than that, or going to the grocery store. Other than that, I basically don't leave the house at this point. It is incredibly rare. Like, half the time I'll like even see ads for a concert I would go to, and at the moment I would buy tickets. I'm like, what if it becomes a Target? I shouldn't. The past couple times Paul McCartney has toured, I bailed because I felt like even that could become a Target. Like, this is fucked. This is fucked. And I realize, yeah, you're gonna jump in the comments and be like, Jen, you need to go back to therapy because clearly you are not doing well. And yeah, I know. I can't afford therapy right now, so I'm kinda just out on a limb floundering right now. And I'm not eligible for friggin' state aid at the moment either, so really kind of out on a limb, because I do live with my parents, and my dad earns enough to where, because it's household income, that disqualifies me from being eligible. And at the same time, it's not like he's helping me with that. So it's just like, it shouldn't count. It shouldn't, but it does, because on paper, they can't prove it. So, yeah, that. So needless to say, I am definitely floundering right now. I'll be okay. This isn't like last year where around this part of the year I went on here and made a video about my bipolar spiraling, but don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Then 2 days later went on to try and hang myself. I mean, it's not like that. I'm not in that kind of mode right now. I'm just really in heightened anxiety mode more than anything, and just can't friggin' focus on anything. I'm gonna scoot this down a little bit because I have been like on my heels this whole time, and it's painful. I don't like it. But, yeah, that. Oh, this is crooked. Hold on, guys. Okay, I think I fixed it. But, yeah, it just is bad. And I know it's bad. And part of it's like, well, that's just life, suck it up. It's like, yeah, except some of us who deal with multiple anxiety disorders, it's not as easy as just suck it up. That's not how our brains are wired. We can't. We physically can't. And shit like this going on over and over and over, and like as soon as we finally manage to calm down from one of these, another one happens. I just finally calmed down from the one that happened on Halloween, and now we have this one. I mean, granted, the other one was somebody running down a vehicle through a crowd of people, not an actual shooting, but God, it's still bad, and it's really, really bad for my anxiety. I don't mean to make it all about me, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it affects people deeply who weren't even there, and I know for a fact I'm not the only one who's getting all emotionally jacked up over it, because I've talked to other people who are also very, very upset and messed up over it too. And for somebody who struggles even under, like, the best of conditions to feel safe and secure in the world, then something like this happens, and it's like, yeah, no, see, your fears are right. This shit does happen. You have every reason to be scared. That is what it reinforces. It just cements it that much more every single time that, yeah, see, you're doing the right thing by staying the fuck home. That is pretty bad when, even in the brief periods where I start to think maybe I could manage to hold a job outside the home, maybe, but then I base my options on what would be the least likely to have somebody hold it up with a gun. Yeah, that. And then disqualifying a shit ton of things because, like, nope, that could be a target. I even thought a library job would be safe, and then there was some, like, true crime thing that came on TV about where somebody went and held up everyone that worked in a library with a fucking assault rifle. I was like, oh my god, even the libraries aren't safe? Screw it, I was right, working from home is the better option. So, you know, there's that. I know. I'm aware. It doesn't make the situation any better, but I'm aware. I know I'm crazy, but, that. But hey, at least I know what the actual job title is for if I ever do manage to get to a place mentally where I would feel confident enough to at least attempt to work outside the home. Now, the person who just shelves the books is apparently called a page, which if I had known that in 2010, I feel like I even saw that title in the job listings for our local library and just didn't know what it was, so I didn't even click on it. I just thought the person who shelves the books was a bookshelver for some reason and didn't see it. So I just went, oh, well, guess there's nothing I'm qualified for here, because there was librarian and there was page, and I knew librarian was beyond anything I'd be qualified for. But looking at the qualifications for even the page, I'm like, oh, there is some issues here that could be problematic and why I might be disqualified before I even started, so that kind of sucks. Like, you have to be able to lift at least 40 pounds. I physically cannot, so that's possibly a problem. I would possibly ask them, is this like individual items that are 40 pounds, or are you talking about the cart is 40 pounds? Because if it's the cart, that's on wheels. That's not like lifting 40 pounds. If we're talking about a book that is somehow miraculously 40 pounds, that could be a problem. But yeah, that. Not to mention you have to be able to stand all day. I have health problems that make it where I can't, so I'm like, shit. Well, I might have just struck out. But, yeah, it at least is a thought. I'm like, maybe they could work with me, maybe if I could make more smaller trips, so it's not as heavy, and just do more of them, instead of having to do it all in one go. I don't know. And just the ability to, like, crouch down and kneel, work on the lower shelves where I could technically have a moment to sit as I work on the low shelves. I don't know. I could see it maybe working at some point, but right now my head is definitely not in a position where it's even a possibility to me. But every so often I go through a streak where I'm mentally doing better and could maybe do it. So at least now I know the title for whenever the next time I hit one of those streaks is. It literally takes years to hit one of those streaks, but the sad thing is, the last time I was in one of those was probably 2012, before we got robbed. And I never kind of bounced back from that one, which is proof I should go back to therapy if I can ever afford it, which, again, reiterating, I cannot afford right now, so. But again, if I ever could, trust me, I would be the first one in line to go back to therapy because I fucking miss it. And I am well aware that I need it badly, so. But in the meantime, I try to make do as best I can from home, but I mean, it's very limiting for somebody who never went to college and doesn't have, like, a real work history, so nobody wants to even give you a freaking chance because the stuff that you filled your time with, that's not real jobs as far as most people are concerned, and they just will not even consider you. Yeah. I used to do pretty well with babysitting, which admittedly wasn't even in the home, but I managed to do really well with that till I hit an age where it was weird that I don't drive, and nobody wants to deal with somebody who's that old and cannot drive. So that's an issue. So, and because I'm mostly blind in this eye, I will never be able to drive, so that kind of ended my being able to do that. I thought I would have had the ideal situation when the neighbors next door needed a babysitter, like basically a nanny. And I live right next door, I could walk back and forth, but they want somebody who can drive their kids to and from school. I was like, oh. Well, never mind. That won't work. Damn it. But yeah, so I'm kind of stuck. And it's not helping my anxiety because it just makes me feel like I'm spiraling that much further for not being able to get my shit together. And then having the constant reminders from my youngest sister that you're the oldest, you should have it the most together. I'm like, yeah, you also didn't have to put your life on hold to wait for all her freaking siblings to be all done with school before you could even start because Dad was lazy and didn't want to deal with me and thought he could get off the hook that way by just making me wait. He thought I'd get sick of waiting and figure something out on my own, except that I didn't. And I'm still waiting. Yeah, that. And now he claims I never said that. It's like, actually, that is exactly what you said. You said once they all graduated, then you would have time to either bring me to and from a job or to and from school. And here we are, still waiting. Yeah, I unfortunately don't see it happening, so I'm kind of fucked. Especially because we don't have reliable public transport around here. I don't know, it's a very hopeless feeling, and I'm trying not to get sucked into the depression cycle on top of anxiety. I don't think I am, it just sounds worse right now than it is. It's mostly just hardcore anxiety hammering me really, really badly. Not a lot I can do there, but wait it out till I come out the other side of it, which I always eventually do. I've literally dealt with anxiety my entire life. This is nothing new to me. So don't, like, get worried or scared or anything. It's not like that. Which, yes, I realize I said in the bipolar video too, but that is different, because bipolar, I mean, you go up one side of the manic part and then you come down the depression part and hit a brick wall, whereas anxiety, you kind of just spin out for a while till it decides to chill the hell out. Oh god, I really want to get stoned badly to just force the anxiety to stop, but I can't because I am still waiting to see my new doctor, and I know they're gonna want blood work, and even though it's legal in the state of California now, and I have a frigging card on top of that, I don't want it in my system when they do blood work, so I'm just like, oh my god, I need this so badly, and I can't touch it until they freaking have time to see me. And unfortunately at this place, it's like months down the line for your first appointment. After that, they can see you real quick, but that first one, I'm just like, oh my god, get your shit together, please. I need to be seen for personal reasons so I can do. I mean, I can't tell them I need to be seen so I can go get stoned after, but really though, like, honestly, that is the only thing I've ever found that works for my anxiety, and that sounds terrible, and I'm not condoning you guys to, like, go out and go do that, but for somebody who has tried many psychiatric meds, most of which made me worse, none of which actually helped, I'm just saying, this is the one thing I've ever found. Sorry, I'm putting lotion on. The only thing I ever found that actually made my anxiety not only better, but full on stopped it. 100%. I'm putting it on my elbow in case you're wondering. But, yeah, that. So I'm like, I'm really, really desperate to take some, but I can't. And it's really bad. I'm like, oh my god, please hurry up. I just need to be seen so I can do the thing. It sounds so pathetic. It sounds like such a drug addict thing to say, and it's not like that. Because I don't use it for recreational purposes. I only use it to kill my anxiety, because I don't really get the stereotypical stoned off of it. At most, I, like, get munchies at best. Usually I don't even get that. I'm still 100% functional and clear-headed because I use microdoses of it, and I do the edibles, I don't smoke it, but yeah, it's interesting. But I was honestly kind of annoyed the first time that I tried it that it didn't make me stoned, whereas, like, the same amount was able to get everyone else I was with stoned, and I was like, it did nothing. And I even, like, took a second one, well, ate a second one, whatever, and it did nothing. I'm putting on my other. But, and I thought it did nothing at all until I realized, wait, it's been hours and my anxiety hasn't made a peep. That's kind of weird, but I like it. And then I realized how fucked up I truly am, that, wait, I thought my, like, everyday, just baseline anxiety was everyone's, like, baseline level of anxiety. I thought everyone just always had some amount of it all the time, then finding out, wait, it's possible to not feel any at all, and that's how it's supposed to work. I am a truly fucked up individual. Wow! That kind of was an illuminating moment of just how sick up here I really am where my anxiety is concerned. And always have been since I was a tiny kid. That's why I thought it was just everyone's baseline, because it's the only thing I have ever known is that type of anxiety level. Like, even in the best of conditions, it's always there to some degree. I thought that's how everyone was. I, honest to God, thought that's how everyone was. I only just found out, like, 2 or 3 years ago that that's not true. I'm just like, oh my god. No wonder they were sending me to shrinks from kindergarten onward. I kinda understand now that that really was not normal for even a kindergartner to be that freaked out all the time. Duly noted. I mean, it doesn't do shit for my depression or anything, but it helps the anxiety, and that's, for me, the biggest thing. That's my biggest hurdle, is that, so yeah, I am desperately missing being able to do the one thing that actually kills it. Drinking does not work for it. It does the opposite, as I have found out from many years of trial and error. Does it stop me from trying? No, but it definitely has a boomerang effect. And even while I'm drunk, it doesn't kill it 100%, but then when it wears off, it's like 10 times worse than it was going in, so you would think I would just not touch booze. But this is coming from somebody with a drinking problem, so, you know, there's that, and who has drank since they were 12. There's that. Also, please don't copy that. That's not a thing to aspire to. Yeah, that. I'm a very fucked up individual, I'm aware. But, I'm not a role model. I'm aware of that, too. That's why I throw it out there, that it's not a cool thing. Don't do this. Like, for real. If I could go back in time, I would tell 12-year-old me, you are not going to win friends by doing that. You are not going to be popular with boys for doing that. Your mom lied to you. Yeah, that's the truly fucked up part. My mom told me at 12 years old that if I could learn to hold my liquor, I'd be real popular with boys. Yeah. What a thing to tell your 12-year-old and teach her how to drink 100 proof schnapps with her just because she didn't want to drink alone. A+ parenting! Yeah, this is kind of just turning into verbal word vomit right now, I'm aware, but, you know, just kind of dumping it all out there. It's not the first time I've told you guys about it, so I don't care, but, some of my newer viewers are probably running for that unsubscribe button now, like, oh my god, I did not sign up for this, what the hell is this? I know, I'll go, record a review in a little bit. Something, you know, like the shit you're actually here for. Okay. I know, nobody actually wants to hear this stuff. Nobody actually wants to hear about the realities of the world and how fucked up it is and how fucked up the people who are in it are, but, you know, as you do. As you do. I'm kind of running out of steam, which is probably a good thing, because I'm kind of just babbling about how bad life sucks. You know, just a cheery little topic for beginning the day. Yeah, I guess I'll probably, like, review this in a little bit. It smells like crap. I see why Candace even was like, oh, I don't like that one. I was like, dude, it smells like vomit. Oh god, it doesn't get any better. Like, maybe I'll find a different one. I don't really want to do this one today. The other two were good, but that one is disgusting. Like, I'm not gonna even try and lie. It's legit disgusting. So yeah, maybe I'll pick something else. I'm looking around, I'm like, there's other options. What else could I review? I see something else I could review. I could review one of these. Which one? Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. One of these. I don't know which one. Actually, you know, looking at them, I'm like, considering what we just talked about, maybe not. Maybe fucking not. Never mind. Bad choice. That actually just ramped up my anxiety too. So, okay. Maybe not that. What else? What else can we review today? I'm trying to think. That is a box. It doesn't need to be there. But I'll get into this one to find something else to review. I have all the crap that used to be on this table before it broke in a shoebox right now. Oh. I can review that. Okay. Done. Well. Chuck that shit back over there. Arrgh. Okay then. So yeah, that's gonna be the strawberry one. That should be okay, I think. Nothing to trigger me with strawberry. Nothing about strawberry that should be disgusting. Should be safe. One would think. I hope. And then I can get rid of this carded part that's just taking up room and wasting space. So, oh, there's more drama I just realized is also making me feel like crap that I don't want to name names, but finding out somebody I thought was a friend is apparently very petty because of something I may have said about somebody's certain something that they sell that had a certain problem that, yeah, apparently they blocked me from their lives and stories on Instagram now. Yeah. That kind of spoke volumes right there. And there was also some, passive aggressiveness on something they sent in the mail. Yeah. So it's like, well, maybe they weren't my friend after all. Maybe they just liked my money and liked me being their best customer. And we are going to leave it at that. I am not name dropping, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And that is as much as I'm gonna say on that. I guess I'm just gonna leave that one, but yeah, definitely not helping my whole feeling of, well, the world fucking sucks. Oh well. But like I said, it's not even necessarily a depressive streak, it's just anxiety of literally nothing is safe, even the shit you thought was safe isn't so safe. Definitely not helping. But well, what can ya friggin' do? Where is this thing? You know what I did find, though? This is, like, so not even important, and I'm probably gonna run this into something and break someone, but who remembers fairy dancers, or sky dancers? Who remembers these little ring versions of them? I so should not do this in here, but I'm going to. It's probably gonna land in my coffee and I'm gonna hate the world that much more, but, crap! That's not how it was supposed to work. Let me try that again. I forgot how it works. I got this when I was in, like, 4th grade. I may have spent a good portion of yesterday just dicking with it, because apparently I fail at adulting. Come on, I forget where's the sweet spot of it's wound, and hopefully in there really good. Okay, away from the coffee, away from the closet doors with the mirrors on them. 1, 2, 3. Haha! Yeah, that is, this is the level we're at right now, guys. Sitting here, playing with a sky dancer ring from 4th grade. Yep. I don't bullshit you guys. I tell you everything, and I tell you like it is. So, that's a thing. But yeah, I definitely sat here for like 2 friggin' hours straight yesterday, just playing with that damn thing. Because it was one thing that for at least a little while was making me kind of forget about how anxious my brain is, and how much the world sucks, and how dangerous the world is nowadays, and how literally nothing is safe anymore. It brought me back to a safer time. Not that I was ever 100% safe. You guys who know about my life know there was literally never a time in my life that was all safe, but it still at least wasn't like today where it seemed like literally everyone and everything is out to kill you all the time. Yeah. I'm gonna fire it off one more time. For old time's sake. Okay. I don't think I did it right this time, but it's probably just gonna fail. Just like my lives. Oh, no, it flew. Okay. Got it. I had more fun firing it off and then trying to catch it in midair, but for how thin the wings are, I kept feeling like if I grab it too hard, I'm gonna snap those wings and then it'll be gone for good, and I don't want that to happen, so yeah, so I'm just gonna set it down over here where I hopefully won't break it. I'm a level with you. As soon as I turn the camera off, I'm going back to playing with it, but yeah, there's not too many things you can do at 4 in the morning that don't make a shit ton of noise. So, it's the little things, right? So, anyways. Yeah, I liked the full-sized sky dancers, but you had to do those outside or they would definitely hit your ceiling, bounce off, and hit something and break it. That's how they worked. So you would take them outside, and you would launch them way high into the sky, and then they'd land on the roof, and you'd never get them back because Dad didn't want to climb up there and get them down every 5 minutes, and so they stayed, and I think they're still there to this day. Yep. So this is why this kind was better, because I could play with these in the house, and worst case scenario, I would just lose them in the trash disaster that was my bedroom. Some things never change! So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, because I'm literally talking about nothing now, And apparently I'm just painting that much better of a picture of how batshit crazy I am, and I don't know why any of you guys follow me. I'm grateful that you do, but honestly, I don't know why that you do, because I don't feel worthy of anybody giving me the time of day. I don't think I'm that great. I don't think I'm worth your time, but you guys think I'm worth your time apparently, because you're here, so I appreciate it. Because, yeah, even for, like, people in person, I don't feel like I'm worth their time either, but what can you do? What can you do? So, yeah, I'm gonna just wrap this up, because I'm kind of just talking at circles at this, or talking at circles? You're kind of a circle, I'm talking at you. Nah, it's an oval anyway. Okay, so, yeah, just gonna wrap this up, because I'm cray-cray. Y'all don't have time for that, so... Anyway. I would do my usual sign-off, but it does not feel appropriate right here, so... do as you will. Bye.